Hey everybody, Mariah here. Welcome to day 9 of your 21-day yoga challenge. Thank you as always for arriving on your mat, and thank you for choosing to practice yoga today and every day. Let's go ahead and get started by closing the eyes, lengthening the crown of the head up towards the ceiling and dropping the shoulders down the back. Draw in a deep, mindful breath. As you're ready, release that breath through the mouth. Draw in another deep, mindful breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking now the next few moments to breathe naturally, to allow the natural flow of your breath to move in and out of your body. With this natural flow of your breath, be mindful of it. Be aware of it. All day long, we're breathing without noticing. So in this moment, notice the breath. Notice the breath as it shifts your physical being, as it shifts your emotional being, as it shifts your outlook on the moment. Use the breath to help cleanse your body, to help cleanse your mind of negative thought, to help cleanse your entire being, to allow yourself to be more authentically you. The breath is your tool. The breath is with you at all times. Mindful inhaling and exhaling. And as we start exactly where we are today, start with your breath. Your breath is your superpower. Your breath can change your mind, it can change your body, it can change your mood. It can shift you from being fearful to being courageous. It can shift you from being angry to being open. Allow the breath to help move your body, to help move your mind. Start exactly where you are with your breath. Place the palms of your hands together as we often do, with the eyes closed and the crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Silently recite your intention. This could be a sentence or a single word. Say this intention to yourself in your mind. If you wish, say it out loud. Fluttering your eyes open as you reach fingertips up towards the sky. Take an inhale. As you exhale, arms float down by your sides and take one more inhale all the way up. Inhale. This time turn the palms forward. Exhale as you untie your legs. Coming into table pose to begin the asana practice today, beginning with the pressing the palms into the mat, tucking the chin, lifting the spine, and dropping down into cow pose. These two familiar postures, again, starting exactly where you are. And now you have in your toolkit this knowledge of a few postures, cat and cow being two of them. Your breath being another item in your toolkit. Dropping down into cow pose and really hanging here. Let the shoulders drift up towards the ears, really hanging in the belly. And now from here, power up, tuck the toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Stepping to the top of the mat. Again, this posture in your toolkit as you inhale, rise. You know this. You've practiced this, and practice makes possible. As you fold forward, bow to this practice, to yourself, to this moment, and to your breath. Soften the knees, chair pose, reaching forward. Shoulder, elbow, wrist in line. Power up your power center. Draw your navel back towards your spine. Hands come down to the floor. Step one foot at a time. Back to plank. Shoulders move beyond the wrists. Drop down. Chaturanga to upward facing dog. Toes tucked or untucked. Yogi's choice. Press back, down dog. Hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hold. Inhale, chair. Use the breath. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling, shoulders back and down. Internally rotate the thighs. Fingertips come down to the floor. Release, exhale. Step one foot at a time. Back to plank, shoulders move beyond wrists. And rise into upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Stand left leg back behind you. Bring the left foot forward. On an inhale, lift. Lift high. On an exhale, settle into your pose. Lean back into it. Crescent pose. Inhale. Switch. Move. Shift to warrior two. Reaching forward and back. Really reaching through the fingertips. Lengthen through the front leg. Inhale, inhale. And as you drop down, triangle pose, gaze up towards the ceiling, exhale. Inhaling and exhaling, changing, shifting in your mind and your body. Hands come down to the floor, soften the front knee, coming all the way into high lunge, so pivot those back toes, step it back to plank, drop down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right leg extends back behind you. Bring that right foot forward. Inhale, crescent, come high. And now sink back down as you exhale. And open up into warrior two. Inhaling and exhaling. Lengthen through the front knee. Inhale. And exhale, tip. Gaze up towards the ceiling, triangle pose. Hands come down to the floor, making your way all the way into high lunge. So pivot that back foot, and now step it back into plank pose. Power everything up, and drop down, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Sink back into it. Hug the ribs back, the belly back, spread the shoulders across the back. Inhaling and exhaling. Step to the top of the mat. Rise, inhale. Biggest inhale of your life. And exhale, open up the arms, lead with the heart fold. Inhale, part way up. Strong bodies. Exhale, all the way back down. Soften the knees here, chair pose. Reach forward. Sit a little deeper. And now reach back. Rise up. Take an interlace here as the legs lengthen the knuckles up towards the ceiling, perhaps down towards the sit bones, maybe floating up in space somewhere back behind you. Hollow out the belly. Release the thumbs down towards your butt. Bend the knees and again, chair pose. Last one, reach forward. Sit deep. Build some heat. Inhaling and exhaling in the body. Breathing in and out. Nourishing the body as you build this fire in your body. And now, hands come down to the floor. Release. Inhale, part way up. Really do it. And exhale all the way back. Hands come to your hips and rise. Find a gaze point somewhere out in front of you. You're at the very front of your mat. So balancing first on the left leg. Take the right foot into tree pose. So place that foot on the inner left thigh or the inner calf. Palms come together at your heart as you draw everything in towards center. Imagine the breath moving in towards the central core of your body. And as that breath moves through the body, it helps you sustain in your balance. Hands come to the hips. Lengthen the space between the ribs and the hips. Release that right leg and stand on the space right behind you. Toes point down towards the floor. Hollow out the belly. Keep that gaze point strong. Take an interlace here. Draw those knuckles back towards the foot, the elevated foot. And now, as you lift the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, that back foot comes down onto the floor. Outer edge of the back foot hits the mat. Rise up, open heart, and now fold forward. Humble warrior. Breathing, releasing the breath and taking the breath back in, nourishing the body. And draw yourself all the way back up. Release that interlace, landing in warrior one. Hands come down to your hips. Bring the ribs back, the belly back, and step that back foot forward. Inhale, absolute, and exhale, fold. Let the head hang. Inhale, hands to hips and rise. Balance on the right foot now. Place that left foot, inner calf or inner thigh. Palms draw in toward one another, bringing you balance, drawing the breath in to the central core of your body. And as the breath moves through the body, it helps you sustain your balance. Sustain in your practice, hands to your hips. Release that left leg and stand on the space right behind you. Leading with your heart, draw your navel back towards the spine. Soften that standing knee as needed. Take an interlace here. Heart wide open. And drop that foot down to the floor. Soften that front knee, very important. As you settle in, lift it, open the heart. Take an inhale and an exhale, fold. Humble warrior. Inhale, lift. Release the hands and rise into warrior one. Hands come down to your hips. Step it forward. Inhale, upward facing salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, part way up. Long, strong body. And now all the way back down. Soften the knees one foot at a time. Step it back into plank pose. Drop down, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Drop the knees, settle back into child's pose for a moment. Walk the hands towards the knees. As you're ready, come up into this kneeling position. The knees, the inner thighs pressing in toward one another. Palms together at your heart. Tuck the toes for a little bit more height with your heels. Coming into camel pose, but baby steps. So reach those hip points forward towards the front of your mat. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Take the right hand back to tap the right heel. And take the left hand back to tap the left heel. And lean back into it a little bit. Again, right to right, left to left. Continue leaning back. Feel that in the quads, in the hips. And now take that right hand back. Fingertips cup the heel. Take the left hand back. Fingertips cup the heel. This is a wonderful stopping place. You can also drop the head, sinking further in. Another option is to place the hands at the sacrum. Leaning back. Supported by the palms of the hands and coming back forward. Lots of different ways to practice this pose. Experiment with your body in it. Coming out one hand at a time, release yourself, untuck the toes, and come down into seated. The inner thighs are pressing toward one another. Take an inhale, lift. And exhale, press the palms of the hands down into the mat. Separate the knees about hip point distance apart. Tuck the chin. We return to where we began. Cat and cow. Take the knees a little bit wider. Butt moves back towards the heels. Walk both hands over towards the right. And through center to the left. And back to center. Making your way all the way onto your back. Shifting yourself down into a fully reclined position. You take a couple of twists here. So press the soles of the feet to the mat and get your sacrum really melted down into the mat and hug the knees in, rock side to side. Day 9 of your 21-day yoga challenge. Open up the arms out into T position. Drop both knees to the right. Twisting the back body and through center to the left. And through center to the right again. And to the left. And back to center. Today a little longer Shavasana, so go ahead and situate yourself with the soft parts of your sit bones out of the way and fully relax. Fully relax into this pose. Let the front of the body melt into the back of the body, the whole body melt down into the mat. Returning to your breath. This life force in your body, your superpower. Your breath has the capacity to change your mind, your mood, the way that you move through the world. Your breath has the capacity to save you, to rescue you, to bring you back. Mindfully, lovingly, inhaling and exhaling. Bring the soles of the feet to your yoga mat. Open your arms out into T position. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. To the right, to the left. Back and forth. Hug those knees into your chest. Cross the ankles, grab the big toes, and propel yourself forward into seated. Closing the eyes and again returning to your breath. Your superpower. starting where you are with each breath. Each breath is new. Each breath holds a gift for you. Thank you, a million thank yous for practicing, for arriving on your mat, day 9 of your 21-day challenge. Thank you. Namaste.